Hello and welcome back to your C# programming course. In this lesson, we'll be going over how to retrieve user input. Now, as you can imagine, when it comes to programming, retrieving the user's input is very important. It is the data that we receive, the commands that we get to execute tasks that our programs perform. Seeing as it is such an important part of programming, the code to retrieve user input is simple. Much like console.writeLine, we have console.readLine. This code will retrieve a user's input and place the value in a variable of our choice. So let's create a string, call it name, and put console.readLine as its value, like so. Now you can do this in any number of ways. You can create the string before and just say name equals console.readLine. But for now we're going to save on lines of code and just do it in the one line. And we'll have a write line as well to test it out. My name is plus name with a semicolon at the end. So let's test out the program now. And as you can see in the console window, we have a blinking underscore, which signifies us entering in data. So I can enter in the name John and press enter, and you'll see the output is my name is John. So we can now retrieve a user's input for our programs. Now you'll notice that I retrieve the user input into a string variable. This is because the input that the user gives is always converted into a string, as it is the data type that can contain any type of character. Whereas number types can only contain numbers. They cannot contain letters or characters. With that said, if we want to retrieve a different data type from the user, we'll have to convert it from a string into an integer or float or boolean depending on the type of data. With that in mind, we'll have to make use of parsing to get the values that we want. For example, if we wanted to retrieve an integer from the user, we'd create an integer variable and we'd parse it like so. And within these parentheses we'll have the console.readLine. And that is how we retrieve an integer value from the user, and we can use that type of data. As you'll see here, when I test out the line of code, I'll enter in 10, prints 15, which means the string was converted into an integer without any problems. Once more, you'll find this incredibly useful when working with if statements. Depending on the type of data a user can enter, you can create if statements that will give a proper response. And with that, this lesson has come to an end. In the next lesson, we'll be going over how you can avoid repeated code with loops. I'll see you then. Bye for now.